right. One more lesson on Scotty Moore, guys. I know this is the fourth one now over the past sort of 6 weeks. Before we go anywhere, just remember, like, comment, subscribe. That helps a lot. A lot. I have to thank Michael Metropolis, okay, who recently joined the Patreon. Thank you very much. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank all my Patreons, but especially the top tier members. You guys know who you are. Everyone's making a big difference, but I can't lie, you guys are making a bigger difference. So thank you for that support. Thank everyone for their support, but especially those top tier guys. Can't thank you enough, guys. I'll have to organise another get together soon. Keep an eye out. Now, if you are a follower on YouTube and you get something from my videos and you enjoy them, consider joining the Patreon, okay? From $2, $5, $10 or $20 a month. Even $5 a month is great. I mean, think about it. It's a beer. You can shout me a beer a month. I don't drink very much, so I probably won't buy a beer with it, but you'd be helping me. Now, if you do need a little bit of a push, okay, I'm actually running a competition at the moment where you can win this awesome Mystery Brain Echo pedal. I'm actually using this at the moment. This is one that I bought literally for the purpose of just giving away as part of a competition. So check out the details. I'll put that in the link. You can win one of those, okay? And you need to do a little bit of work. It's not for nothing. I just knocked that one into the back of my guitar. Nothing was damaged though. Okay, that will not come to you damaged if you win it. So today we're going to get into this guitar solo that you just saw me play from Scotty Moore. And it's the solo from That's Alright Mama, as you probably recognise it. You probably read in the title. Anyway, I'm going to walk you through everything, and I'll talk a little bit about what's going on. Nothing too complicated. So let's go. Remember, you can get the transcription on the Patreon, okay, if you remember. If you're not, just follow along with the video. Maybe you'll be convinced to jump on board by the end. Maybe you'll keep enjoying the videos for free, but that's okay. Okay. So, intro. 0, 2, 4, 0. That's easy. That's very easy. You can do that. In the next bar, which I already started by hitting that 5th string, we play the 6 and the 5 on the 3rd and 2nd string. I like to do a little slide in like that. Gives it that texture. You don't have to, but... Then we go back to 4 and 3 in the same 2 strings. Then I go across the 2 and the 2 with a flat finger. Then I go back to the 4 and the 3 and I slide up to where we started. Okay, so that's bar 1 and bar 2 on your transcription, just into bar 3 as a matter of fact. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Couple little notes here. I like to dampen the bass strings with the palm. Okay, just drop them down like that. Okay, you don't have to, but I like to do that. Get a slightly cleaner sound on those strings there without the bass strings humming. I'm actually using my 1st and 2nd finger to pluck those notes as well. But you could probably even do the whole thing with a pick if you want. Nothing wrong with that, that's okay. But this is very much a finger picking piece, so I'd probably give it a go with the fingers there. Okay, we do the same bass line, same little melody here. Repeat. And it's now in bar, what's that say? Bar 7. Okay, I'm going to make that bigger, so that's not so difficult next time. Let's zoom in a little bit. Unless you've got your transcription there, you'll be able to see. So bar 7, where we go to the 7th fret on the 2nd string. We bend at the 7th fret on the 2nd string. We roll back to the 7 just by releasing it. We don't have to pick it. I often do though. So I actually tour and play with a band that does a full show of Sun Records stuff, sort of the catalogue from 52 to 57-ish or something thereabouts, maybe 56 I should say. And we do this song in a different key, so I actually had to really think about playing it in an open key. 7, 5, bend the 7, go back to there, pick it if you like, 5, and then we go on that's so 5 on the 2nd, then 7, 6, 4 on the 3rd string, and then we go 7, 6, 5. Okay, and that's everything that happens over essentially what's the A chord. So all this stuff, all over A. All these things are happening in the key of A. All these notes are in the key of A, okay? It's a bit like playing an A chord, then an A sus chord of some sort, and then an A chord again. Or you could just think of it as a little line that's harmonized, okay? So we've got notes a little further up that we're matching with it, okay? So that's kind of really cool. And then this little lick here, I would consider this a mixolydian, okay? Why? Because, yes, we're playing in the key of A, but see this little lick here? We're going to the G natural, okay? If I played for you an A major scale, you would find a G sharp, but when we use this, we've got that G natural, a little bit rock and roll, a little bit bluesy, okay? So that's what's going on there. Think of your A major scale, but with a 7th degree flattened one, okay, you get a little bit of that tension. Great little scale there. Now, where does that come from? What does it mean for the whole thing? Who cares? Don't worry about it. Over A, you can use A mixolydian, and it's going to sound good. And the cool thing is, when we go to the next chord in this, which is a D, we could just use D mixolydian, which is taking that same major scale, lowering that 7th degree. Okay, if we did it up here, for example, there we go, D mixolydian. All right, now at risk of going too far onto this tangent, because you might not be interested, let me tell you something though that's really cool about this. You probably feel like soloing with that scale or soloing with any of these more major bass scales is quite difficult. Just do it and have fun with it and enjoy it and trust that what you're playing sounds okay. Don't be too big a critic, okay? Because that's generally what I think holds a lot of people back with their improvising. If I'm pretty rusty speaking of self-criticism, but the point is that I'm just noodling with that scale and I trust that it sounds okay. A lot of people get frustrated and say, how do I make that scale sound like soloing? It's like, I've looked at a lot of great solos that just look like scales. So don't overthink it. Just have fun with it. You'll find things. Okay? Now, sorry I did wafer on a little there, but we just came off the little chromatic run there, okay? Onto the G. No big deal. We played a note in between. You're allowed to do that. Scotty Moore played a note in between. It's good enough for him, good enough for me. We're on to the D chord now. Bar 10. Get ready for the Travis picking part of this lesson, guys. So, let me tell you something cool. That first note, he hits the 6th string open accidentally. Definitely not part of the chord. Definitely not deliberate. Okay? Absolutely not deliberate. Sounds great. Sounds cool. I like it in the recording. I wanted to put it in the tutorial. So we hit the 6th string open, just like that. And we're actually holding this D7 chord. 5th, 7, 5th, 7. And I guess you're barring to get the 5th there as well. Okay? So pluck the 6th string. Pluck the 4th, hit the 4th with your thumb and pluck the 2nd and 1st at the same time. Just like that, okay? Then pick the 5th string, pick the 3rd with your finger, and thumb hits the 4th. That's your pattern for that bar. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for the next bar, bar 11, we pick together the 5th, 2nd, and 1st string. Then I bring the thumb pick down to the 4th string and I pluck 4th and 2nd together. I pull the pinky up like that. Okay. So let me go from bar 11 again. Pick these together, pull off. Then you pluck the 5th string. Then you you use your finger to pluck the 2nd string, and your thumb comes down on the 4th. Okay, so the second of those two patterns, pull off. Okay, so pull off. I didn't get my finger back, sorry. Pick. Alright, so think of it like this. Of these two bars, bar 1, pinch, pull off, and that little roll. So, let me do that really slow. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Good news. That seemed like hard work, didn't it? Well, guess what? The next two bars are exactly the same. So don't panic, okay? You just have to do that again now. So now I can't remember if that's exactly how it goes in the solo, or I kind of wanted to take a little bit of pressure off you guys and just make it a little easier. But I think you'll find if you play that you know, if you happen to perform that song, no one's going to have a clue. All right, they're going to be happy with that. That's going to sound really good. So let me play everything we've got so far. That sounds nice and smooth. I just smiled because it's always nice when you come back, you play it really slow, and you're really thinking about it because you don't want to get anything wrong, and you don't get anything wrong because sometimes that can be real tricky. So once we've finished that 4 bars with the D7 chord, okay, we now get this E-based chord. Back to the A. Hopefully you've worked on some of these patterns from the previous lessons I've done on the Scotty Moore stuff, because that will help a lot. It doesn't matter if you haven't, but you'll be able to use that. As soon as you get back to the A, you're just using a pattern from one of those previous lessons. But what are we actually doing from the E here? So I've come off the D7. I hit the 6th string open, and then I'm just holding an E chord. But I pick the 4th string, okay, with the thumb, and I play the 1st string open. The thumb comes back to the 5th string. We pick the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and I'm using my 2nd finger on the right hand. And then the thumb comes down on the 4th string, just like that. And I'm already holding that note from holding the E chord. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next bar, we pinch the 6th and 1st together. Okay. And then I play the 4th string up on the, well, I say up, but it's the upbeats, the offbeat. So I'm picking the 1st string again on the 3rd fret. So start of that bar, this is bar 15 by the way. So 2 and 3 and 4. So the 2 bars of E here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And we just repeat that again. I've just set that up so it's kind of, you can just, once you get that, you just do it again. Oh, let me do it right. Okay, and then we're back to this A chord, okay, like the F variation up at the 5th fret here. Pick the 5th string, pick the 4th, 3rd, choking on my own spit there. Happens, sorry. Pick the 5th string, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me explain something. I put my pinky down there on the 7th fret on the end of the 3. Check it out, and I'm talking about the beats there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when I do that, pluck with that, when I pluck the strings there, I'm not using the thumb at that point. Okay, avoid doing this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4. Okay, see how I'm doing everything together there? We don't want to do that, okay? That might happen accidentally, and that's okay, but it's actually easier and more efficient when you get it right than when you sort of do it loosely, if that makes sense. 1, 2, 3, just the fingers, then let the thumb land, okay? Next bar, pick the 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st together. 4th and 2nd, hammer the pinky onto the 7th fret, pick the 6th string, pick the use your finger to pick the 1st string, land the pick there on the 4th string. That's everything, okay? So let me play those last 2 bars. Again, properly. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's it. That's the whole solo. It was nothing too crazy. Okay, there's not really much else for me to talk about with this solo, other than the fact that, you know, it's just a blues-based progression. A, D7, E, back to A, and Scotty Moore has just cleverly picked out parts of the chords in the context of a really cool little rock and roll tune. I believe, is this an Arthur Crudup song? I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong, but there you go, guys. So that will round out my lessons on Scotty Moore for the time being. Next up, in terms of the older stuff, I'm going to start looking at Luther Perkins. So if you're not a particularly experienced guitar player, I think you're going to really enjoy that. And if you are an experienced guitar player, well, I'll probably talk theoretically maybe about some of the guitar solos and some of the scales that he might have been drawing from. You might already know. You might learn something new. So guys, thanks for watching. Of course, if you know anyone that likes this stuff, share it with them, and check out the Patreon. You guys know the drill. See you in the next video.